Nearly 4,000 victims of the Khmer Rouge regime have been recognized by the extraordinary chambers in the courts of Cambodia, the ECCC, as civil parties since the court's establishment in 2006. This is the first time in the history of international justice that victims of atrocities have been admitted as parties to criminal proceedings. These civil parties represent a cross-section of victims of the Khmer Rouge regime. This includes 74 civil parties in Case 001 against former Tuol Sleng prison chief Gengek Il, alias Duk, and 3,867 civil parties in Case 002 against former Khmer Rouge leaders Nun Chia and Khieu Samphan, the two accused who are on trial on charges of crimes against humanity, war crimes, and genocide. In addition, as of May 2013, there have been 1,350 civil party applications filed in cases 003 and 004. These cases are currently being investigated by the co-investigating judges.
មួយសន្ទុះទៀតបានមកនាំម្នាក់ទៀតពេលនោះខ្ញុំរំថត់ចិត្តយ៉ាងខ្លាំងដោយសារឃើញមិត្តភក្តិខ្ញុំ
They all cooperate and actively participate in the ECCC's proceedings and are kept abreast of the latest developments at the ECCC via public fora, radio programs, and other outreach material, which are aimed at enhancing their knowledge about the tribunal. These efforts are made by the Victims Support Section, the VSS. The VSS is an organ of the ECCC which receives technical and financial assistance from the government of Germany. Up until 2013, Germany has provided over $11.5 million in financial assistance, of which the international side of the court has received over $9 million, while the national side has received $2.6 million to support the work of the VSS. The German Ministry of Foreign Affairs and its agencies have also led judicial and technical projects. They include the Victim Reparations Dialogue Workshops, the publication of the Statements of Apology by Duke in Case 001, the study and consultation on the creation of the Victims' Foundations in Cambodia, and support for the research component of the Virtual Tribunal Project. The enhanced recognition of victims in its proceedings ranks among the ECCC's major innovations. Victims of crimes that fall under the jurisdiction of the court are allowed to play a fundamental role in the ECCC. Not only can they submit complaints to the co-prosecutors, but they can also participate in the proceedings as civil parties. This is after being recognized by the co-investigating judges or the pretrial chamber. As part of their participation, the civil parties are entitled to seek collective and moral reparations. This requires the Victims Support Section to work hand in hand with partners in developing projects and seeking resources for the implementation of reparation awards prior to submitting them to the civil party co-lawyers, who then propose reparation awards to the chambers. According to a study commissioned by Harvard University in 2013, when asked about their motivations for applying to become a civil party in Case 002, 70.1% responded that they wanted to seek justice for their loved ones. The respondents' answers demonstrated confidence and optimism about being a civil party. 95% of the civil party representatives stated that being a civil party gave them hope for the future. 87.8% stated that being a civil party made them feel mentally stronger. And 97.6% responded that meeting and engaging in dialogue with other Khmer Rouge survivors made them feel better despite their painful past. The VSS is an important contact point between the ECCC and victims. The section also represents their interest. The VSS is aimed at helping victims to participate effectively in the proceedings. This includes processing complaints and civil party applications of victims wishing to participate in the hearings. The VSS enables them to share opinions on effective representation in the interest of victims. 60 national and international lawyers represent 3,867 civil parties in Case 002. They are divided into 23 groups in order to represent victims' interests before the Chamber. As part of VSS's programs, lawyers are able to go to the field to meet their clients and give them advice on meaningful participation in the proceedings.
យើងមានតាមបណ្ដឹងរដ្ឋប្រវេណីច្រើនយើងត្រូវការមានការសម្របសម្រួលមួយហើយនៅក្នុងនោះក៏មានទូនាទីរបស់មេធាវីតាមបណ្ដឹងរដ្ឋប្រវេណីផងដែរដែលយើងមិនអាចបំភ្លេចគាត់បានទេដែលទាំងអស់គ្នាត្រូវធ្វើការរួមគ្នាដែលនៅក្នុងនោះមានមេធាវីនៅមុខគឺជាអ្នកទទួលខុសត្រូវនៅក្នុងការតំណាងនិងចុងក្រោយនៅចំពោះមុខតុលាការដើម្បីឲ្យការចូលរួមរបស់តាមបណ្ដឹងរដ្ឋប្រវេណីនឹងឲ្យមានប្រសិទ្ធភាពឲ្យមានការសម្របសម្រួលមួយដែលល្អរលូនហើយដែលជួយផងដែរនៅក្នុងការធ្វើយ៉ាងណាឲ្យតុលាការប្រព្រឹត្តទៅក្នុងរយៈពេលមួយឆាប់រហ័សសមស្របដែលអាចទទួលយកបាន
Je crois qu'on a un rôle de transmission de quelque chose qui est important. Nous sommes des avocats, nous sommes indépendants. Nous pouvons faire passer le message des parties civiles dans ce procès et c'est la première fois qu'il y a des parties civiles en justice internationale. Donc je crois que la façon dont ça se passera ici peut être un modèle pour d'autres procès internationaux aussi.
The Victim Support Section has organized 19 regional fora since 2009 with participation from all civil parties. Some civil parties have attended such fora more than once. The VSS is planning to organize such events in different provinces throughout the country. The VSS has employed various means to provide and receive information from victims through the 222 civil party focal points, radio programs, distribution of 3,000 newsletters per quarter, a website with some 2 million visitors, various meetings with intermediary organizations working with victims, and regional fora. This has a purpose to provide civil parties with updates on the ECCC's progress regarding Case 002, provide civil parties with the opportunity to listen to explanations by their respective lawyers regarding the proceedings in Case 002, and provide civil parties with the opportunity to exercise their rights.
សារៈសំខាន់របស់គាត់នឹងគឺគាត់ត្រូវចូលរួមដោយផ្ទាល់ដើម្បីមើលអំពីដំណើរការនៃការប្រព្រឹត្តទៅសម្លេងរបស់គាត់ការជួយចាប់របស់គាត់ត្រូវបានគេឮនៅក្នុងសាលសវនាការតាមរយៈការផ្ដល់សក្ខីកម្មដល់ខ្លួនគាត់ក្តីតាមរយៈមេធាវីរបស់គាត់ក្តីដើម្បីបកស្រាយអំពីទំហំអក្រិតកម្មដែលគាត់បានទទួលរងនឹងការជួយចាប់អត់ទៅនេះតាំងពីពេលដែលយើងបានចូលរួមក្នុងនីតិវិធីដំណើរការរបស់អវតកទី1គឺយើងបានបន្ធូរអារម្មណ៍របស់យើងមិនសូវតឹងតែងពេកដោយការដែលយើងមិនទាន់បានដាក់ពាក្យបណ្ដឹងហើយយើងបានធូរអារម្មណ៍ដោយថាយើងនិយាយចេញមកដែលយើងអត់លែងកប់ទុកដូចពីមុនយើងបានបញ្ចេញប្រាប់អ្នកជិតខាងពិសេសប្រាប់សកលលោកឲ្យគេដឹង
Efforts made by the ECCC and by relevant parties have ensured that the civil parties feel that their participation is meaningful. Many civil parties have expressed a strong sense of trust in the ECCC and believe that the court will promote national reconciliation, bring justice to the victims, and build greater trust in the law. According to the Harvard survey, 74.5% of civil parties in Case 002 believe that the ECCC is doing enough for the victims, while almost all of the civil parties, 92.5%, have stated that the ECCC will be instrumental in rebuilding trust in Cambodia. Peace and national reconciliation in Cambodia will be achieved through justice for the victims of the Khmer Rouge regime.